Hi, I'm just here to continue with my observations. There is a little thing that I noticed like throughout the years, and I can't wait for somebody to say or do it. And I finally lost my nerve, and I just want to say to Mr. Semir Osmanagic to uncover the top of the pyramid. I mean, he's been like doing the little holes in the ground and looking for the sediments and bringing one expert and after another from around the world and from home. Oh, this might be a pyramid, this is likely a pyramid, this is very, very likely to be a pyramid. Instead of giving job to 20 of my guys and simply take 20 shovels and uncover the top. From what I have seen in all the videos and read in all the reports on the internet, nobody even knows if it's a point you want or if it's a step you want. Alright? Uncovering the top will solve all the problems and dilemmas. And from the ground that is taken off and the trees that were taken down, we could, you know, make it into mud and bake a brick and build an apartment building and get my people into some shelter. If there are 4 pyramids, big ones, you know what, we could build like 2 or 3 apartment buildings, maybe 20, 30 apartments in each, and you know, put some windows, put some doors, and there you have an apartment. You know, get the people out of those living conditions that they are in. And it's just a suggestion, but that would be basically it on that. I'm just surprised nobody else told them that. Now, I wanted to continue with all this injustice toward my people, the Paterans, or Zos, or Romani, or Gypsies, whatever you call us. In 1993, while I was at college, La Roche College here, or 1994, not sure, it was a winter time, like towards winter, or maybe October or November. I've seen on TV, US TV, one of those channels, there was a bomb that went off in Sweden, and a whole bunch of teenage kids, like 14, 15 years old, went to a disco bar or something. They were dancing or whatever, and they were blown off. Like there were, I don't know how many victims, how many young kids died there, but they showed like Bosnian refugees, and they showed the kids. And they're all gypsies, what you call gypsies. They're all Paterans. And after that, the report never repeated. It didn't echo in the newspapers as a slaughter of people at the, in the line of bread for bread in Sarajevo or something. And I think the only crime that these kids have committed is that they were clean. They were nicely dressed and they didn't beg. Europe has, after the war, immediately sent first back to Bosnia, knowing that we cannot come back into the occupied area, but they sent us back nonetheless. They bent the laws as much as they could, immigration laws, and just sent us back. And we were the first to be forced, in one way or the other, to return home. You will not find this written down in Romani history, timeline, Paterans web journal, or anything like that. And it is not being told in Bosnian media either. There is obvious competition for sympathy out there, and it's been going on since the World War II, and first for Jews, and now it's whoever gets to it, and it seems whoever wins the sympathy wins a part of their freedom, in a way. Not in a way, just straight away. So there is that. But I also read somewhere in India they were saying like the first gypsy roots of gypsies come from 10,000 luring musicians, and basically they're just wrapping around with that, but that's us. That's from the Pateran kingdom. And the reason they're hanging to that is that the truth is about 80% of all Romani who have come to Europe from Middle East, who were pushed into Europe, are untouchables. And saying that would give international dimension and attention to the plight of untouchables that's going on in India right now. So instead of pointing that out and bringing the heat on themselves as to what's going on in India, has been going on for 1,500 years. And when I read reports from Amnesty International on untouchable, Dallas, I call, the only thing that comes to my mind is, we're so lucky. Man, we needed a war for this. And thank God some of the features of oppression down there have been going on for 1.5 millennia. We never experienced, I hope we never do, alright? You can go on online and see it for yourself what's going on and how horrible it is. So instead they're latching on to our history, and I'd like to, just say to the Indian government, lay the hell off our history. We have Serbia and Croatia stealing enough of it. Now Macedonians are joining in. I guess they can't stand the odds. And that's our history. We did that. If we wanted to come back to India, we would have. Instead, we made a kingdom as far the hell away from you, and on a different continent from those who enslaved us to begin with. From Middle East, from Asia, we went to Africa and Egypt, and even that wasn't far enough. And in between, we had a history of struggle and religious, intellectual victory over what was oppressing us, and that's our history. You have your own, and hold on to it. We have all had enough of people twisting it and running it the way it fits to them. You deal with your own political problems, but our history is not your option. Even when untouchables were given a choice of going back to India, they went back to Europe. Those who were given a choice, those who escaped and somehow bought their freedom, everyone got the hell away from India because of your democracy. You have like 1,000 Dalai Lamas and philosophers, and still you have the most basic concept of freedom is being taken away from Dalai. So, become the change you can't stop getting the philosophical praise for. Leave us out of it and live up to your, political responsibilities. That's all I got to say. It's statements like that from positions of credibility like yours that make it possible for both people who have visited. Osmanagic got crowned queen of gypsies in India, and Muharrem Serbidovsky was getting a free suit from Indira Gandhi and her son, and all that stuff. I mean, there is too much connection and too much bad happening, and like we have Europe and now Asia to contend with regarding our history. This is too much. It really is, and I don't know what else to say. Everyone's feeling because it's so romantic, and so it was also deadly. Where was everyone when it was dangerous? To be a Pater, to be independent, to change into Islam to get freedom, and then change into the Gnostic religion, and then get enslaved and then set free by politicians, and then come to Bosnia, and being chased by inquisitions and crusades and killed like cattle. Where were you then? Leave us alone. God. Okay? Bye.